Hi, my lovelies. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I wasn't around here much. My health was little, like. Let me help you properly. Yeah. Are you comfortable? What's that on your chin here? See? Sorry, I was just fooling around with you. Okay. So I'll very quickly share all the amazing books I have read very recently, and also one which I am reading right now. Okay, so first, and yes, also please ignore all the sounds that you hear in the background because it's a busy morning day. It's a busy morning. It's Monday, and obviously everybody's awake and going about their work. I think it's 8 o'clock in the morning. Yes. So very recently I finished reading this book called Say Nothing. This is by Patrick Radden Keefe. I hope I'm pronouncing this correct. And this is also the winner for the Orwell Prize for Political Writing. Sorry. Yeah. So I am not really a political person at all. But this book, I don't know why it's described just as a politically written book. It's also a very interesting look into the history and culture of Ireland and of all the different revolutionary movements, the freedom movements that were going on in Ireland to get free of the British rule and to be able to form their independent country. And it has some really interesting I won't say research. Yeah, a lot of research also has gone into this book. It's a very thick book, and as you can see, the fonts, they're not very big, so the book is really intense. It takes when you're reading, it's not like you just read through and just you're done. No, you'll be reading it, you'll be taking in all of that, then you'll try and relate it to what happened then, what's happening now. So there's a lot of very interesting insights into the book, and there are also a lot of pictures and stuff. I'll try to show you. Yeah, see, real pictures and all. Obviously those who are familiar with Ireland and its history and culture will really enjoy the book. I knew some bits but not this much, so I'm very happy I picked this up. Incidentally, I happened to finish this in 2 days. What happened to the sun? In 2 days. That's because I was supposed to be resting, and since I was not doing much, so I did something really nice. Okay. Next, I read Quicksand by Marlene Person Giolito. I'm sorry, I'm very bad at this. Okay, so the reason I picked this book, which is a wonderful thriller, and it's obviously now a Netflix original series, is because I happened to stumble upon the trailer on Netflix. Okay, so it looked pretty interesting, and this is yeah. Okay, so I loved the thriller. The series is, I think, 1 season, and it has 6 or 8 episodes. Okay, and it was really intense, really gripping. I finished it again in one night, or I think I finished it. Basically, how I watch is the whole day I'm busy and everything. So night is when I am reading my books, or I'm listening to my music, or I'm watching a lot of series and documentaries and stuff like that. So when I don't have work that is carried over to the night, that's when I read or do all of this. So I was watching this series. If you get a chance to watch it, please watch Quicksand. It's there on Netflix right now. At least in India it is. I'm not sure where it is, if it's there or not wherever you are. So if you can, please watch it. You'll really like it. And I liked it so much that I had to check. I thought, I'm sure they have a book, so I checked, and of course the book was there, so I picked it up. It's okay. It's not very thick, it's not very thin, but very rarely this happens that I like a series more than the book, or I like a movie more than the book. Unfortunately, the book was very okay, and I stopped reading kind of midway. Then I thought, okay, let's just finish it off. Why to leave it? And I finished it off. But unfortunately, the book is written in a bit. It doesn't have the Danish Swedish feel to it. The Noia, whatever that authors originally have from these parts. Okay, so I felt that it turned into kind of a YA, a very regular kind of a YA. While the characters are teenagers or young adults, the series is anything but young adult or teen. It's really interesting, really gripping. So yeah, sorry, my hair is a mess again, but you know it's like this always, right? Let me read you the blurb. I forgot. Okay, this is the winner of the Petrona Award 2018. Okay, so it says, the air is hazy and grey with gunpowder smoke. Everyone has been shot but me. I haven't got so much as a bruise. There was a mass shooting at Maya's school. She is the only survivor in her class. She was found cradling the head of the shooter, her boyfriend, and she fired shots herself. The world asks the question, is she a victim or a killer? The truth is never simple. What will you believe? Yes, it is very mind-bending, especially when you're watching the series. You know, you start flitting from one character to the other and your loyalties keep shifting. You're like, you'll end up wondering, okay, now, is she the one or is he the one? Did this really happen? Oh my god, why did they do this? Did they do this? It's, you know, constantly like that. So you never have a chance to completely believe in any of the characters. You're all the time you're moving from one character to the other character. So it's very, very interesting. Very interesting. Give me a minute. I have put I'm making tea right now. It's on the gas. I just have to check it. Give me a second. Yes, so I'm back. My tea is ready. Here's my teacup. And it says Goa. You already know it's my favorite place. Let me have a sip. This is, can you see? You can't see. This is lemongrass tea with, I make it with milk powder. I love lemongrass, okay? No sugar. I don't take sugar. I don't like it anymore. Okay. I forgot to read the blurb for Say Nothing. Let's read that also. It says, equal parts true crime, history and tragedy. Keeves' incisive reporting reveals the hidden causes of the Troubles. A must read. Troubles was the movement in Ireland. So, in case you didn't know, which I didn't know either. One night in December 1972, Jean McConville, a mother of 10, was abducted from her home in Belfast and never seen alive again. Her disappearance would haunt her orphan children, the perpetrators of the brutal crime, and a whole society in Northern Ireland for decades. Through the unsolved case of Jean McConville's abduction, Patrick Radden Keefe tells the larger story of the Troubles, investigating Dolores Price, the first woman to join the IRA, who bombed the Old Bailey, Gerry Adams, the politician who helped end the fighting but denied his IRA past, and Brendan Hughes, an IRA commander who broke their code of silence. An unforgettable story, forensically reported. Say Nothing explores the extremes people will go to for an ideal and the way societies mend or don't after long and bloody conflict. This is a must read, guys. If you are interested in history, politics, culture, you definitely should read this. Okay. Next book is by my favorite author, who's also an amazing person. I have met him a few times and I was blown away by his thought process and how his brain works. Okay, so this is the latest book by Anthony Horowitz, A Line to Kill. This is a long book, tall, and this is the length, and the font size is about this. I finished this in 2 days with my regular schedule, my regular work and everything, but I finished it so fast. I can sit, yeah, sit down comfortably. Better. Are you comfortable? Yes, thank you. So, I finished this really fast. It is so gripping, so gripping. Of course, all his books are. Let's read. Private investigator Daniel Hawthorne and the writer Anthony Horowitz have been invited to a literary festival on the island of Alderney to talk about their new book. Very soon they discover that dark forces are at work. Alderney is in turmoil over a planned power line that will cut through it, desecrating a war cemetery and turning neighbor against neighbor. and the visiting authors seem to be harboring any number of unpleasant secrets. When the festival's wealthy sponsor is found brutally murdered, Alanay goes into lockdown and Hawthorne knows he doesn't have to look too far for suspects. There's no escape, the killer is still on the island, and there's about to be a second death. So, this book is like nothing I have ever read before. So, this book talks about a lit fest, okay, a lit fest where Anthony Horowitz has also been invited. Okay, so Anthony Horowitz puts himself inside the book. And Daniel Hawthorne, if you've ever read any of his Anthony Horowitz's books earlier, you will know that Daniel Hawthorne is the main investigator in those books. So what Anthony Horowitz does is he blends fiction and reality, and fictional characters and real characters, and then in a very, very interesting way he just puts them together in a lit fest setting, which is how I met Anthony Horowitz actually. And he creates this whole situation where they're all on an island and lit fest is going on and things like that, and so you get to have the feel of a lit fest. You get, of course, the murder and the investigation. You get to meet a favorite, very well-known investigator and detective, of course fictional, from Anthony Horowitz's book series earlier. But this is a book that can be read in entirety, and you don't have to read any of his pre-works for this. You can just pick this up. If you've never read Anthony Horowitz, you can just pick this one up and start. You will like it. You will like it. I promise you that. It's a beautiful, beautiful book. Very, very smartly written. That's the thing about Anthony Horowitz. He's such a smart author. Whether you're reading his books, whether you are sitting for a call with him, whether you're part of an event where he's speaking, you will never get bored. I love this book. This is always my favorite author. Okay, the video has already gone on to 12 minutes, so I need to be fast. Hari Kunzru, Red Pill. Look at the cover, okay? It's really creepy, and this is a very, very eccentric book. Very eccentric, okay? I liked it, but not much, because I somewhere felt that the author has taken all elements of the intellectual process and put everything in one place. I think it's an excess. So what is the book about? When a Brooklyn writer leaves behind his young family to take up the offer of a 3-month residency at the Deuter Center on the shore of Berlin's Lake Wannsee, he arrives with romantic dreams of days devoted to total artistic absorption. However, the Deuter Center turns out to be anything but the idyllic writerly retreat he imagines, and rather than study at the clinical and closely monitored desk assigned to him, he opts to spend much of the time holed up in his bedroom watching Blue Lives, an ultra-violent cop show with a bleak and merciless view of the world. One night, while at a glamorous party in the city, he meets Anton, the charismatic creator of Blue Lives, and they strike up a passionate and alcohol-fueled conversation about the pessimism and the show's core. It is a conversation that marks the beginning of the writer's obsession with Anton and leads him on a journey into the heart of moral darkness that threatens to destroy everything he holds most dear, including his own mind. Red Pill is a novel about the alt-right, online culture, creativity, sanity, and history. It is a story of the 21st century told through the prism of the centuries that preceded it, and it shows how the darkest chapters of our past have returned to haunt our present. It's a very eccentric book, but by the time I finished it, I found it a bit too much, okay? You will like it, you may like it. This is the thickness of the book. It's nice, okay. I won't say you absolutely have to read it, it's okay. One book which I absolutely loved, so many absolutely's in this video, is this. Look at the cover. This is a perfect gothic, Halloweeny, goth, more than Halloween, it's a goth book, okay? It's a goth book, and I don't know if I've mentioned it ever, but I am all about goth. I love goth, so even my boots, I do. Now I'm growing up, so it's getting a little less, but goth and emo, I absolutely love. So this is Haunted Castles, Ray Russell. Sorry, you couldn't see it earlier. Haunted Castles, Ray Russell, by Ray Russell. The complete gothic stories This is a collection of 3 stories. Oh, look at the spine. Did I show you? It's all black. When you're reading, it's like this. Isn't it wonderful? It's. This was a gift for someone else in my family, and I stole it. I love this book. Okay. There's nothing that I can read out as a blurb. I think you should, if you like goth, you should try this one. If you are in India or if you are aware of Indian actors, this is a book you should read, okay? This is the autobiography of Neena Gupta. Sach kahun to, if I may tell the truth, is what it translates to. This is Neena Gupta with her daughter Masaba. She had with the international cricket star Vivian Richards. Okay, so Neena Gupta has always been a very for me, she's been an amazingly inspiring woman. I think she has taken all the hurt and the abuse and the snickering from society that were directed her way, and then she channelized it into amazing creativity and work. She's an actor, she's a producer, she's a director, now she's an author. I think she's many more things. She's a mother, she is a primary caregiver, she's a very gritty woman. So if you would like to read about someone who is an Indian actor and what all she has to go through since the 80s and 90s and even till now, she's still acting, by the way, and she has also won national awards, so you should give it a try. It's a beautiful book, amazingly written. I hope she writes more. She's an amazing woman. Isn't she just beautiful? Yeah. Okay, now last but not the least, the book I'm reading right now, it's in Bengali. I love these sorts of drawings, it just takes me back to childhood. Picture books I used to read, Isn't it beautiful? It's very pretty, no? There's a lady who's sitting and cooking. This is on an earthen, she's cooking in an outdoor fire. And this is an earthen pot. So she's cooking on coal and stuff. And there's a baby in her lap. And she's cooking. And there are more people out here who are waiting for her food. This is the menu written on chalkboard, okay? It's beautiful. So this book is called Indubala Bhatir Hotel. It's in Bengali. It takes me a lot of time to read Bangla, but I can read Bangla, which is my mother tongue. Khulnar, I'll read a little bit in Bangla, so please don't mind. And for those of you, in case you're a Bengali who's watching this, I'm really sorry about not being able to pronounce it properly, but I really like the language, okay? So please. খুলনার কলাপোতা গ্রামের ইন্দুর বিয়ে হলো কলকাতায়। দোজ বরে মাতাল এক পুরুষের সঙ্গে, 3 সন্তান নিয়ে অল্পকালেই বিধবা। তারপর পূর্ব পাকিস্তান যেদিন হলো বাংলাদেশ, সেদিনই ছেনু মিত্তির লেনে প্রথম আঁচ পড়ল ইন্দুবালা ভাতের হোটেলে। এই উপন্যাসে ছেনু মিত্তির লেনের ইন্দুবালা ভাতের হোটেল ছুঁয়ে থাকে এক টুকরো খুলনা আর আমাদের রান্নাঘরের ইতিহাস, মন কেমনের গল্প। Oh, it's a beautiful book. It's too thin, but this is going to take me time to read, unfortunately. It's a beautiful book. Okay, so the book is about a lady who she's just recently been widowed. She's 25 years old. She's got 3 children and she has nowhere else to go and no money and nothing to do. And these are set in old times, okay? So now she can cook. So somehow she starts a home kitchen and, the story is about that. The story is also about the culture, the lives of people in India, Pakistan and Bangladesh, because India, Pakistan, Bangladesh were earlier just one big country, beautiful country. And unfortunately now things are not like that, so we are different in terms of borders. I have been to Bangladesh. I really want to go to Pakistan also one day. I hope I can. Till then, I'm reading this book. This book talks about a lot of interesting things. The video is already 19 minutes. Oh my goodness, this is long. Okay, I'm really sorry if I spoke too much. Tell me how you're doing. Come, sit with me. How are you? How are you doing? I hope you're doing good. And let me know what you're reading right now. Let me know how you're doing. And cheers. When you have your next beverage, do remember me. Do a cheers with me and say hello. Come back soon. I hope you and yours are all safe and fine and happy. And I really love you guys so very much. Thank you so much. You take care. Mwah. Oh yeah, and if somebody is bullying you, by the way, please bully them back. If you find toxic people around you, the best thing to do is just turn toxic. Somebody's toxic to you, you turn toxic back again, and they'll be so confused, like, what's going on? So if somebody bullies you, please bully them back. I love you guys. Thank you so much.